Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make this light stick costume, light stick cover, whatever you want to call it, for your exo light stick or Edipon. This I made it for Kai with barriers, but you can customize it to make it with any kind of ears or any color that you want. So let's get started. For materials, you of course are gonna need your yarn. I'm gonna be using this acrylic yarn. It is very cheap, a very small ball. You don't really need a lot of it. And the one that I'm using, as you can see here, has a 4 on these needles. You want something that's not too bulky, but also not too thin because it's gonna take forever. Also, you're going to need your crochet hook. I'm gonna be using the size 4.5 millimeters or G7. You are going to need a couple of stitch markers. If you don't have them, you can also use a safety pin like this one. And finally, you're going to need a darning needle. So to start off, we're going to start with a slip knot. And then we're going to crochet enough to go around the entire light stick base. Okay, so I've done 20. I'm going to measure it against my light stick. And it's just about enough to go around. So to finish off, I'm going to do a little slip knot into the first one. And now we've connected this into a ring that goes across the base of our light stick, like so. So from this, we are going to chain one, and we're going to do one row of single crochets all the way around. And when you reach the end, you are just going to do a slip knot into the first stitch to complete the row and connect both of the sides. There we go. And you're going to repeat this 2 more times so that you have 3 rows of single crochet. After you're done, it should look something like this, and this is just about enough to cover up to just about the button. You don't want to cover that. After this, we're going to start on the rim. So after you finish and you join both sides, you chain one, and you are going to start with your single crochets again, but you're only going to go for 5 or 6 of the first row. Wait. There we go. Okay, so I've made 6. Now I'm going to try it on the light stick. And you want to cover the entire base of this side. This side is a little bit wider than the middle, so you want to make sure that it covers the entirety of it. 6 looks like enough, so I'm going to move on. After this, you chain one, turn your work around, and go back on those 6 stitches. Okay, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, then chain 1, turn around and go back. Okay, so I'm gonna try it again just to see how it's going. And yeah, you can see it's covering all the sides. I'm going to continue until around the middle, so 1 or 2 more rows, and then I'm going to decrease so that I can fit into this part. So once again, chain 1, turn, and go back. Okay, so let's check again. Okay, so right here we are about a little bit under the halfway side, but I'm going to do the decrease now. So to do the decrease, you are going to chain 1, and we have 6 stitches here, so around the middle ones, the 3rd and the 4th, I'm going to do the decrease. So just start 1, 2, and we're gonna have the decrease here. So you're just gonna go in, take 1, then decide the other one, take 1, and then through all of them. That's a decrease. You can look it up in another video if you didn't get that, but it's just a simple decrease. 2 more, and now we have 5 stitches here. I'm going to chain 1 and turn it around, go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can't really see the decrease that much because it's very small. The idea is that you want to make it the same size as it is in this. So if it's still a little bit too big, you can do another decrease again. I'm gonna try that because it does look a little bit big. Okay, so chain 1, just go 1, 2. This is not gonna be the center since it's an odd number, but it doesn't really matter. And 1 more. Now we have 4. And I'm not gonna slip it back on, but it does look about right. So I'm gonna leave it there and just chain 1. Oops, I chained 2. Okay, go back. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, check again. Yeah, it's right. I'm gonna do one more row and then I'm gonna check the length. Okay, let's check how it's going. Yep, that's fine. So as you can see, we've reached the first point. Right here, what we're gonna do is basically the opposite of what we've been doing here. So we're going to now make some increases on this side. So I'm going to continue with 4 for about 2-3 more rows. Then I'm gonna do 1 increase, and then I'll see if I need another increase for the top, probably because it's the same size. So, okay. 1, 2, 4. Also, if you think it would be helpful, you can use a stitch marker to mark all the points so that you can use it as a guide. To see how long you've been doing it for. Check that out, they are all the same length. Okay. This is the second row of 4s. Okay, let's see. There's gonna be a lot of slipping in and out to check. Yeah, I'm gonna do 1 increase now. So the way that you do an increase is gonna be in the middle again. So chain 1, 1, 2, and here I'm gonna do the increase. So 1, and then you just crochet another one into the same hole, and then just the last one. Okay, chain 1, turn it around, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, so you can see that there's like a little taper going in and out. That's what you want with this. I'm going to do 1 more increase right here in the middle again. So there's 1 and then another one in the same hole. Then 2 more. There we go. Chain 1. I'm gonna do 1 more row and then I'm gonna check how the length is going. There we go. Let me see. Okay. So as you can see, I'm gonna need like 2 or 3 more rows. Oops. 2 or 3 more rows to finish this side. Let's Okay, let's see how it goes now. Okay, 1 more row. Yeah, 1 more. Okay, let's check 1 more time. Okay, right there. So we're going to continue this one straight at the top. So just continue until you finish on this side. Then we're going to do another decrease here and another increase to the bottom. And I'm going to be back. So after you're done, it should look something like this. Now, to attach it back to it so that you can make a loop, you want to count how many stitches you have. So I have 14 stitches and this is 6 stitches to attach. So that means that I'm gonna have 8 stitches left over, 4 on this side and 4 on this side. So up to here is where I've marked the stitches, and in the middle here is where I'm going to attach this. So to attach it, just make sure that it's not bent, and we're going to slip stitch into here. Starting here, I'm actually going to go into here first and then here. Yep, there we go. then just stitch. There we go. Oops. Next one here. Next stitch. And slide it all out. Third one. Three. Fourth one. Fifth. And sixth. There we go. Now don't knot or cut it off, because we're going to continue from here. I'm going to remove my stitch marks, and then I'm going to do one more slip stitch at the end to secure this very nicely. So now this is going to be a seam, so we really want this to be on the inside. Both of the sides are pretty much the same, so you can just flip it inside out. So now we're going to be making a rim to go around. So first, let's just check that it still fits fine. There we go. It's really nice with the tapers. The top, yeah. So what we're gonna do is gonna make a border around here, but where the points hit, we're going to do a decrease so that it closes in a little bit and it doesn't slip out. You really want to check that these points are at the right place. So really just put a stitch marker right over each and every one of these. I'm going to take the hook out a moment, and I'm going to readjust all of these. So when I put them in the first one, it was like a rough estimate. Right now we really want to put them in right here. Yeah, this one's okay. This one you can move it up. Right here. Come on. This one too. And if you want to save yourself some time for when we do the other side, you can just follow the row and put another stitch marker on the other side so that we know where to do it next when we do the other side. Oops, missed one. And the last one. Okay. So just gonna pull some yarn. There we go. The hook back on. Okay, so it's a little bit hard to see, but basically you just want to make a single crochet across all of it, and right here what the point is, you're going to do a decrease between these two. So let's start right here. Two. So we've reached the decrease spot. So I'm going to take this marker out, and I'm going to do one, then on the next one another one, and then decrease. There we go. Then I'm going to continue until the next decrease. Okay, again, take the marker off, go in, next one, two, and just go around and do that for the entire perimeter. When you reach the end here, you're gonna wanna do the last decrease from the last stitch into the first one of the base. It's a little bit hard, but do it like that. And then you want to go around the front of the base. And then just do another decrease here to connect these two. Like so. And that's basically just want to put it in like this. Here we go. And as you can see, it's barely there an edge, just to keep it in place. We're gonna do this also on the other side so that it's holding on to both sides. But basically this is the important part, that these sides are covered so that when you wave it around, it doesn't slip. So right now what we're gonna do is basically just knot it up over here and then start here again. So I'm just going to cut it off. I'm gonna leave quite a bit of tail because I like to leave enough to weave it in. Just a simple knot, and there we go. And on this side, I'm going to start on this side so that I can go, it's easier. So I haven't done this many times. I think it's gonna be a little bit tricky. You have to basically I think do a slip knot here. Okay, no, this is not working. I think you do the slip knot and then you start crocheting here. Yeah, I think this works. Yeah, okay. So then I'm gonna go just do the same thing on this side. Going around the perimeter, and when you reach one of the markers, you do one decrease. Okay, one marker. Okay, so now that I'm done, I'm just gonna do a slip knot here. Again, leaving long tail. Slip it in and just go. There we go. This is the base is complete. So let's just try it on. Of course, we still have to weave in a lot of the edges, but basically this is what it will be looking like. So you see from both sides this is going a little bit over the edge so that it holds on when you shake it. Right now I don't have much space, but you know, it works. So next we are going to be adding the ears. I'm gonna do bear ears, of course, because of Kai. But you can do bunny ears or any other ears if you want. You just have to look up how to make them on crochet. So before we take it out, I'm going to mark here the edge because I'm gonna be putting the ears from the edge down on both sides so that it's equal. And I'm going to mark here. You want to mark it along the sides so that you know which one is the one that starts it and you don't get lost. And again on the other side. Oops. Doesn't want to go in. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So right now we're gonna set it aside because the ears, we're gonna work on them separately and then we're going to add them to the base. So for the ears, you're going to start with a magic ring. And I apologize because I'm not really good at making magic rings, so I have a really hard time. Probably you're gonna have a better time looking for a tutorial on YouTube because I don't get it right half of the time. Okay, looks like it's fine. So after you have your magic ring, you're going to chain 2, then you're gonna make 2 double crochets into the magic ring. So you go over once, inside, and then yarn over, yarn over. Repeat that again. Okay, now we're gonna make 2 triple crochets. So yarn over twice, go inside the ring, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and then a third time. You want to make 2 of those. Okay, then we're gonna go backwards then, so 2 double crochets again. Two. Then another chain 2 and go into the ring with a slip stitch. And right now it should look something like this. We're gonna close the magic ring. So just take the little tail and pull it. There we go. And right now it looks a little bit wonky. We're going to go around the edge with single crochets. So just chain 1 and go through all of these with a single crochet, sorry. Okay, and now that we're done, you want to leave a very long tail because we're gonna use this to sew it onto the base, and then just do a slip stitch to knot it. Oops, get tangled. I might have left a little bit too long, but it's okay. And you want to make 2 of these to be 2 identical ears. And we're going to use the tails to sew it onto our base. Okay, so to sew it onto the base, you want to thread the tail into a darning needle, and right where you put the stitch marker is where we're going to start sewing. So we go into here. You want to make sure that you go into the middle, so you can probably count the stitches up to the middle. Oops, I did it upside down. Wait a moment. You want to go, since it's going from the top, you want to go from the top inside. So right here. I think this one. Okay, here we go. So what you're gonna want to do is go from the inside. I'm gonna take off the stitch marker because it's in the way. So you're gonna go from the inside up and then go into the ear and go back down and just repeat that through all of the ear until you have it sewed on. It doesn't really matter if it's not completely neat because you won't be able to tell where the stitches are since it's the same color. If you're using another color for the ears, probably you're gonna want to be a little bit neater with the work, just in case you can see something. But I think that's it for this side. And then what you're gonna want to do is take your crochet hook and take the other side of the tail and put it inside. And then with both of these, you tie a knot to secure them onto the inside. Don't make it too tight because it's gonna warp a little bit the base, but you don't want it too loose so that it comes apart. That looks good. And then you can cut this and leave it like that because it's gonna be on the inside anyways, or you could weave it in if you want it a little bit neater. I'm gonna do this on the other side. Okay, so after both of the ears are attached, it should look something like this. And as you can see, we have a lot of threads that we have to weave in. As I said, the ear ones, you can leave them, just cut them right here and they'll be fine. But some of these, like the ones at the start or these ones, you really want to weave in because they're not really attached to anything else. So I'm going to do that and I'm going to come back to show you the end result. So after weaving in all the edges, this is going to be your final result. As you can see, it's got a little bit of, it goes over a little bit. So when you wave it around, it's not going to fall off the light stick. And you still have like both of the sides visible. If you want, you can also add a little bit of like a ribbon or something around here. For example, I got this one that I can put it with a safety pin here. And that way you can have a little bit more of customization on your light stick. It's probably better to do it on the inside, but I don't want to really take it off. So here it is. And that's it, I guess. I'm gonna show you some final shots. Thank you.